right, new trading week, new trading month, and yeah, my February was another very good month. I just corrected some deficiencies that I was doing or that I had in January, and I obviously corrected it, and yeah, we had a very good month. But I still wanna. I already took a trade on the 1st of March, which was Friday, right? Which was 2 days, 3 days ago. So I'm just gonna break this trade down quickly, and yeah, man, let's get straight into it. So I took this trade on Friday, right? And usually, from my understanding, Friday we would usually have a reversal, right? So right here we see that price has been basically bleeding the whole week from Monday to Thursday, and me seeing this and us being like, when it was Friday, I was like, surely today is gonna be a bullish day, right? Especially when I saw these equal lows, right? Equal lows there. Whenever I see equal lows, it's just one of the biggest confirmations that you can have, right? So originally, I actually wanted price to take these lows out and then start retracing that weekly range. But as I was watching price live, price was actually going up, right? It wasn't going it wasn't bearish like I wanted it to. So it was basically neglecting these equal lows. So I said to myself, you know what? I know these equal lows are gonna get taken out today. Whether it's now or later, I know they're gonna get taken out. So instead of using them as a point of interest, I'm just gonna use them as a target, right? So I dropped down into the lower time frames, right? This one is the 30-minute time frame specifically. And I looked for like any point of interest I could find, so I could obviously target these lows, right? And I found two. I found a nice fairly gap here, and there was also buy side liquidity here from well, not yesterday, but the day before, so Thursday's high, I mean, which was right here. So yeah, as I said here as well, I was basically waiting for price to well, I was originally waiting for or hoping price would reach this Beverly gap, form a market structure shift, and then from there on obviously go short, right? But from previous experiences and that, even if price was to take out this high and start to reverse, then that would also be acceptable. Now, this is the 5 minute time frame, and as you guys can see, like price took out this high and it started to reject a little, right? So I was already getting ready to to obviously to execute, and yeah, man. Now this is the 1 minute time frame, and as you guys can see, the buy side liquidity has been taken out right here, and then price started to reject. Now, once again, this right here, this was not interesting to me, right? Because it could very well be a pullback or manipulation or whatever. This here was not interesting. I don't care how big these candles are. This was not interesting to me. Now, I was I was actually very patient because whenever there's like two point of interests and price didn't like doesn't reach the second one, I like to be very careful because I really don't like to get caught off-sided, right? So yeah, as price was printing candles, I was just looking at the charts. I was very neutral. I didn't take any trades. But when I saw like all of this up and down movement, I realized something. I realized that price is actually respecting the highs, right? So right after that liquidity has been swept, price started to reject. When price came back up, it just rebalanced this Beverly gap, but it respected this high. Here once again, it started to reject a little. It came back up, but it respected this high. And after respecting this high and this high, so this is obviously showing bearish momentum, price actually aggressively started to to move downwards, and it took this low out. So that's when I was like, all right, market structure is looking like it really looks like price is gonna like start rejecting here and potentially reach for those equal lows. So when price took this low out, it left behind the fair value gap, and this is where I anticipated or executed. Now, once I when I put my limit, I was expecting for price to go down, obviously, but as you can see, price just carried on rallying, which is pretty funny because it was respecting the highs every single time. And once when I eventually executed, price started we decided to rally and took everything out. Took this high out, this high out, this high out, and obviously took me out as well. I feel like I'm getting watched, but anyways, it's calm. So yeah, we lost this trade, but I wasn't finished yet. So as I said, there were obviously 2 point of interest, right? And this isn't really the first time that it's happened to me when there's 2 point of interest and I enter the first one because of market structure looking nice and that, and then price taking me out. So I thought to myself, this could have very well happened because it still wants to fit, like it still wants to balance or rebalance that fair value gap before continuing its bearish run, right? So I was like, you know what? If price reaches the fair value gap, then we're gonna execute again if price looks like if market structure looks nice, right? So yeah, that's what I did. As you guys can see, price reached the fair value gap here. It started to reject a little, and once it took that low out here, once it took out this low, so it rebalanced the fair value gap. It took this low out, and then we had like this breaker block. I basically like put my limit like on the low of this candle. I'm a high above this candle. Well, my SL above this high. And yeah, once again, I targeted those equal lows, right? And it turned out to be a sniper entry. Like, this is perfection. Like, look at this, right? This was so satisfying. And yeah, man, price started to move correct. I wasn't in drawdown once, and it reached my I like to call it my safety zone is where I take my partial. So when I take my partial, even if price reverses on me, I like even if it hits my SL, if I don't trail my stop loss or go break even, then I'm still profitable because of the partial that I've taken. When price reached the stage or reached this point, I was risk free, right? I already won the trade, but price did not go all the way back down. Like it didn't reach my TP. It did eventually. When I took that partial, I already went break even. So after after reaching this point, price reversed on me and hit my break, like took me out at break even, as you guys can see. So yeah, man, it was still pretty calm. I mean, we're still profitable. Obviously, the profit is not that big, but these things add up, right? And consistency is all that I care about. So yeah, man, it was very unfortunate to lose the first trade, but I did learn something very big, which I'm gonna keep into which I'm gonna consider next time. So whenever there's 2 point of interest, I'm gonna enter the trade with less size, because that way I'm preparing myself already. If it's at the first, like if it reverses at the first point of interest, that way I'm already preparing myself for any potential, like if it wants to take me out, right? So yeah, man. But the second trade was profitable. So in total, like these 2 trades, I'm a little bit in drawdown, but it's literally like 0.2%. So yeah, man, that was the first trade of this month. I'll see you guys in the next trade. It's Monday today, so we see how this week plays out. Peace.